We've got Kate Perchy and Ellie here as of right now. How are you all? You all well? You all good?
Yeah, we're all good.
All good, thank you.
Good. Perchy, another big win for Tottenham. Talk to me.
Yeah, listen, it's one of those. I said it on the watch long that it was one of those games of football where you take the 3 points, but you don't watch it at the end of the season for your highlight reel. First half, I thought we were awful. Thought we were really, really poor first half. Just couldn't get in the game. Second half was a lot better. I thought Maddison creates everything good about this football club. Everything good at the moment about this football club comes through James Maddison. And I thought the substitution worked. Brennan Johnson did what I've been asking for. Just run at some defenders. You go 2-0 up. I'm not having anyone say that the IU goal was handball. No, like if we're ruling goals like that off a handball, like it's just getting silly, right? It just gets silly. And it got to the end of the game where I just went, you know what? You take the 3 points, you go 5 points clear. It is what it is, right? Listen, it's 3 points at a place that we notoriously struggle at. I think people need to remember that. I think people go, oh, it's Crystal Palace. They don't do very well. We don't do very well at Crystal Palace. I remember when we were in a similar position to like this and got battered 3-0 there. Remember it clear as day. So, yeah, good result. We move on to the next. Now we just sit back for the weekend and see what everyone else does.
Absolutely. Do you echo what's been said there by Perchy, Kate?
Yeah, I do. I thought it was a terrible first half performance. I felt like I was watching Conte ball all over again. They just didn't seem to have any ideas. I did say I thought it'd be 2-1. I thought it'd be tight, albeit it was at the end that it got tight. But I'm reading the chat. There's so many salty people about. Wow. Just for the record, not all Tottenham fans think we're going to win the league. If anyone saw me, they would know that I said I do not think we will win the league. However, we are doing well, whether it's whatever you think it is, whether you think we're Luckingham FC or whatever's else is being said in the chat, we're getting 3 points at the end of the day. Like I said, it was a poor performance. If we play like that against Chelsea, we will get punished. There's no doubt about it. But we got the 3 points and, you know, it is what it is. On we march. That's all we can do. All we can do is carry on winning as much as we can. I like going under the radar. I don't want people to focus on Tottenham. I want to be disregarded and told that we're crap and we're lucky. That suits me just fine. We'll just carry on doing what we're doing and see where the journey takes us.
I think going under the radar makes a lot of sense. Ellie's here with us as well.
Yeah, hello.
5 points clear at the top of the league. I know it's early in the campaign, but how does that feel after the awful campaign last year?
Feels really good, you know, because we're not playing our best football at the moment. I thought the first half was dreadful. I thought we were giving the ball away too much. We weren't penetrating. We just weren't moving the ball quick enough. We were very lethargic at the back, you know, not pushing the ball forward to the midfielders so that we can create. And then the second half, it changed. We weren't that much better in the second half, but what we were good at is getting the ball on the wings and penetrating and trying our best to create chances. And Madders is the one that pulls the strings. Like without him, we've lost all creativity because there's no one else. But I was glad to see Benny come on because he's another one that can create. But you know what? We deserved the win because we had most of the ball. We controlled the game, but not in a commanding way in terms of creating chances. I thought we were very poor in creating chances. But, you know, sometimes you've got to grind out wins, Terry. And this was a grind out win. And I'm hopeful for the rest of the season. But we've got to be better in the final third. Because Postecoglou said it in his presser. We've got to improve in that area. Well, while you've got Sonny, my hat tells you, while you've got Sonny, you've got a chance. Because he's lethal in front of goal. Give him a sniffer goal and it's bang in the back of the net. So I'm hopeful, but we have to step up our game a lot more when we come up against tougher tests.
I hear you. Do you know what I always love about doing my job is maybe it's because I don't watch Spurs with any emotion. I didn't think you were anywhere near as poor as you're all saying. I thought you were very comfortable. It's very relaxed. I saw Spurs fans in our group chats going, I'm worrying. You're going to win. It just, honestly, for me as a neutral watching, it looked like a walk in the park. It really did. But I understand when you're watching your team with emotion, it can feel a hell of a lot different. You probably watch it back at the highlights and go, oh, actually, we had a lot more
You
options.
ain't been there where we've been, Tel. You ain't been there where we've been.
No, I mean
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Even in my worst decade as a Man United fan, we've done better than Tottenham. So I hear you.
And I think as well, when you know your players can do better and your team can play better, you watch it expecting them to kick in, expecting something to happen. And when it doesn't, you kind of feel a bit, But I always watch the game the next day when obviously without the emotion, because you see things like more clearly when you're not biting your nails.
I think you've got to look at it. I think a lot of Spurs fans, I think it's a good point on this, and what you were saying is that I think you look at the early start of the season, we go to Turf Moor and absolutely turn them over and absolutely destroy them with beautiful football. You look at the second half at the Emirates, I thought we were the better team, and you go, more of that. Today wasn't really, the last two games, you could probably say the last three games if you want to throw Luton Town in there. The last three games haven't really been on that level. So I think you've got to remember it's sort of judging us what we were like at the first sort of 3 or 4 games, where you go, okay, when we went and beat Man United, we went to Turf Moor and won 5-2 and played them off the park, and you went, okay, well, you've got to compare them from those performances. It hasn't been that. So I think that's slightly where a lot of fans are going, hang on, we're not playing this free-flowing football what we did about a month or so ago.
I disagree. I disagree. I think the reason you believe that is because the first few games of the season, you weren't expecting to see this football. So when you saw this type of football, you were like over the moon. Now that you kind of expect to see this football, when we don't play that great, you kind of like the expectations get lowered a little bit. But when we played Manchester United, one of the examples that you brought up, that first half, we did not dominate. It was a very even first half. It was very Rodgy. In the second half, we did dominate, like today. But in the first half, we were very edgy. So I disagree that we've been dominating every single game except for these last 3 this season.
Dan, in terms of yourself today, what did you make of the performance from Tottenham, and who were the standout individuals for you?
In terms of standout individuals, you've got to say James Maddison. The man just literally controls everything. He's pulling the strings in the team. You can see it, man. Son in front of goal, he's incredible. Somebody that I will call out, and I'm one of his biggest fans, but today I'm going to be a critic of him, is Richarlison. Today was just not his day, generally. Like, every time the ball would come to him, it feels like you just know what's going to happen.
When has it been his day?